Before I start the next codcast, I need to inform you as a trigger. It's about mental health. Tuna has no expertise or qualifications to talk about mental health. Unlike myself and one other person who I know that responds to Tuna's codcast. Anyway, here goes.
Last time on
Vegas Brit 78.
So you're comparing someone saying Nitty has tuna breath to being pushed, shoved, getting in someone's face, and spitting. Well done, Tuna. You have unlocked another person from Tuna Amber Heard team. Because what you're comparing Nitty and Aggie's offenses is like. When this witness compared Amber Heard to Jason Momoa, Zendaya, Chris Pine, Gal Gadot, give me Dr. Wackadoodle Sorry Spiegel as Ben Shu called him. Next.
And now the conclusion.
Keeps misstating. She continues to lie to the jury.
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not misstating that one.
She continues to lie and misstate the evidence. Mr. Chu, Wackadoodle Spiegel did not say that. We saw the jurors later and they're talking about jigsaw puzzles. I didn't think. Mr. Chu, as long as there's no Aquaman, the court, Aquaman or Pirates of the Caribbean, Mr. Chu, those are okay.
I'm guessing you watched my previous codcast correction, as I asked for Dr. Wackadoodle Spiegel. And that's what you have done by doing a codcast on mental health.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
I just hate to settle tuna fish, I do not fit. Life's so cold and make y'all it. I just hate to settle tuna fish, I do not fit. Life's so cold and make y'all it. I just hate to settle tuna fish, I do not fit. Life's so cold and make y'all it.
Welcome to another episode of Tanya's Talk, and thank you for listening. I've spoken a little about what trolls, a stalker and bullies have done.
Here we go, you can feel the negativity already. And that this codcast is going to be nothing but more waffle. I can summon up every codcast in a 15 seconds clip.
And I'd also like to thank those of you who have listened and messaged to let me know how it has been a thought-provoking topic and that you've gained interest from others who you have told.
You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
Whoever has contacted Tuna with messages of support, please contact me. I will help you with websites, literature, audio listening. Free numbers to call to help you out. This isn't a joke, I'm serious.
Unfortunately, from what I have learned over the last few weeks, the UK consists of some very troubled people.
Oh, hell no! Part of this conversation.
Would you please shut the hell up?
Now I'm already pissed off. Because Tuna should not even be talking about mental health, as all she can do is read it of Google. Not from any education, unlike myself who can.
So we've touched upon the traits of a troll. Let's go a little deeper and take a glimpse inside the brain of a troll.
Well, we're waiting.
Many of you may have heard of a brain chemical called dopamine, which allows a person to feel pleasure. A lack of dopamine leaves a person with a low mood and feelings of depression. Having the right amount is important. Some people may rely on recreational drugs to increase their dopamine levels, which can then cause addiction. And just like becoming addicted to cocaine, a person can become addicted to hate.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
So here we go again, straight reading from Google. But not from a reputable site such as WebMD or the NHS website. And wherever she is reading from has already been misquoting dopamine. As you see, dopamine is a neurotransmitter. That means it travels through electrical signals between different parts of your brain. It works with serotonin when we are happy to feel that pleasure. As you see, it's linked. but is still not proven dopamine as a pinpoint as tuna is hinting. So it's very dangerous tuna misquoting biology and mental health. Apart from some serious mental health illnesses such as schizophrenia, general common mental health disorders such as depression, and anxiety, even including, as you see, ADHD. The experts are not sure, but it's believed to be a dopamine shortage. Believe is just another way of saying best guess. Then you misquote substance usage saying recreational. No, it's to do with addiction, especially links with snow emoji. Inadvertently, what you have just done is prove 100% that Nitty Kevin is definitely on snow emoji, and that you are probably too. Read above because you're saying all us trolls. And haters are substance abusers. Those are your words, Tuna, not mine. Also, as I quoted earlier, dopamine is neurotransmitters, which is why it is proven to be linked with things such as Parkinson's, but is also prescribed with certain medical complaints. So as much as Vegas Brit entertains and corrects, Vegas Brit will also be educational.
Oxytocin is a hormone that is released when feeling love.
What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone? I can't make an enzyme scream. How do you make a hormone? You don't pay tuna.
But with an evil twist, is actually a hate hormone too.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
This is the reason why Tuna should not have released this episode of her codcast, and I will be reporting it. Oxytocin has nothing to do with hate. It's all to do with positive love, happiness, and emotions in that bracket. Oxytocin is very high during childbirth and making love, whether that's with a partner or on your own having self-love. It's also a big part in bonds with close friends and things that make us happy. If you are reading the screenshots from a reputable medical website, you will see, and I'm sure some of the female viewers who have children will have felt the emotions when breastfeeding and giving birth, so you can see the links. So as you see, there is not a single link to hate as Tuna quoted, but there is massive links to our body getting ready for naughty business. Let me give you a hint as to oxytocin and what it's really good for.
When everybody's gone to sleep and you've said goodnight moon, there's plenty of noise still coming from Mommy and Daddy's room.
Oh, Daddy says please, Mommy says no.
Daddy says come on, Mommy says whoa.
Daddy goes, Mommy goes, ow.
Daddy says I'm done, Mommy goes wow.
Daddy rolls over and falls asleep. Mommy drinks wine in the dark.
I think I know what happened to Tuna as an embryo.
Mama liked to party when you were in her belly, drinking she did some. Mama liked to party when you were in her belly, that's why you are dumb. I call that Mama liked to party, parentheses,
Tunas.
song.
Hate and anger send stronger neurochemicals to the brain than chemicals caused from happiness. And just like cocaine, this wears off.
Hey, Tuna.
Yes! You've got a talking ass!
So before I go into where you are wrong, again you mentioned snow emoji. It's obvious more and more you use it as much as Nitty. Now hate and anger may seem to be stronger emotions than love. And happiness, that's not true. It comes down to your body responses that make it seem that way. Let me explain. What you are referring to, Tuna, is norepinephrine and epinephrine, the same family as dopamine. It's not just hate, but other emotions too, and causes your body to release adrenaline. Two ways to explain this easily, and both are linked. Firstly, imagine yourself sat on Nemesis and how you feel during the chain lift, the drops, the inversion. Now imagine yourself being confronted and about to have a fight. That is all part of the chemical releases, which causes your body to release adrenaline. You're always on that buzz when you get off a roller coaster, just like when you're about to have a confrontation. You have all heard of fight or flight. That is what I'm referring to. So the fun of a roller coaster or the anger before a physical altercation is all caused by adrenaline? That proves that hate is not stronger than happiness or euphoria. Guess it's time for a tuna song.
Tuna, go to the beach, please. I think your prince in the high seas. Maybe go on, have a swim, or be the lunch of a dolphin.
We're doing well today. Not only are we ripping tuna a new blowhole, but we are learning and official TikTok drama. I'm not being brutal, just honest and factual. The fact it's brutal is a bonus. And a warning not to mess with me. Seeing as hate is such a strong emotion, there is only one way. I can go with this. Some of you will know where this is going.
Afraid, are you?
No, sir.
See through you. We can.
Be mindful of your feelings.
Your thoughts dwell on your mother.
I miss her.
Afraid to lose her, I think.
What does that got to do with anything?
Everything. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. I sense much fear in you.
So, Darth Tuna or Darth Nitty, which one of you is the master and which one of you is the apprentice?
I actually found this really interesting as someone said to me once that people either love to hate Kevin or hate to love him.
You serious?
You can trust me in this Miss Tuna Fish. I don't love to hate Kevin. I don't like to hate, but I do because Kevin is a dirty, disgusting, smelly, unwashed, 5'6" clown shoe-wearing piece of shit who messages children on Snapchat, who abuses and shouts down women, who has harassed my place of work. This list is endless. So when you tuna or your needy boyfriend watches this, tell him to put his hands down his pants. Push his skimpy button mushroom penis to one side to grab a little sack with 2 tiny ball bearing sizes things inside. Grow them into testicles, jump on a train or coach. Come to my door like he has threatened and to be a man. And to take what's coming to him like a man.
So with that love-hate feeling, would that mean that they're receiving high doses of oxytocin, which basically would suggest that they're all addicted to him?
No, because it's nothing to do with oxytocin.
I'm sure no one would openly say I'm addicted to him. They may not even realise it. But the brain is addicted because Kevin is their source of oxytocin.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop lying.
As well as any others that they hate on social media. And could this be the reason why trolling and hate became so rife since the pandemic?
What the is wrong with you?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
You're making shit up again? You're only on about since post-pandemic levels, as that's when you met Cave. The official recognition of trolling as a word goes back to the late 80s, early 90s. It's only due to where we are currently with internet technologies and the way stuff travels around the planet. Plus awareness that we know what trolling is and how it's just bullying, which has been around as long as there has been humans on the planet.
With the lockdown, it was difficult for people to maintain their dopamine levels, as in to be happy.
There were lots of ways to keep your dopamine raised. During lockdown, whether you live alone, with friends or family, examples, movies, TV shows you enjoy, gaming, interaction with others in your house through board games and other activities. Just because you don't interact with your household does not mean that the rest of us don't. Yes, they may have been times of boredom, but there was many ways to enjoy lockdown.
So the body may have become used to the negative chemicals, in turn, creating a society of hate addicts.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
You stupid.
They're not.
What's 9 plus 10?
21.
You stupid.
Let's look at ex-partners for an example. You once loved them, which created that chemical that felt good.
Can you smell that? What is that? Sheep, is it? It's cows? No, I know what it is. It's bullshit.
You didn't love your ex-husband that much, did you, Tuna? Myself and others have posted from your Facebook when you lived in Edinburgh. The only thing you loved was attention and dick, which funnily enough hasn't changed to this day as we witnessed your manipulation. Key word in manipulation is man.
But then you break up and you lose that dopamine high.
Okay.
We feel hurt, we feel pain, and we need to feel what we felt again. So some of us move on and we feel pleasure from that new partner or newfound happiness.
If you're old enough to know what this picture is of, you will get my inference now. You move on so quick, Tuna, that you actually use the reason why the head of the penis is shaped the way it is. If you don't know why, Google it. You will see the medical reason why. Now, if you take what I have just said and know what this picture is of, then as official TikTok drama calls me, you can say,
Tanya Vegas is brutal.
But some feel resentment to that person as the relationship didn't work out. The oxytocin kicks in with the bitterness, the jealousy, and the hate.
Wrong.
I explained what oxytocin does earlier, so not repeating that.
And like taking drugs for the first time, you chase that dragon, as they say, but you'll never catch it because drugs will never be the answer, and neither is hate.
You really need to seek help. Because of how dangerous you are talking on the codcast, you're as safe as Peter Griffin having soup.
Peter, relax. It's for liability reasons. Now let's just try to enjoy our meal.
I kind of get the helmet, but what's with the water wings?
Well, you did order the soup.
Oh, like something could happen. Get me out! Get me out! Get me out! Get me out! These water wings didn't help at all.
We all know right from wrong, even when it's ourselves in the wrong.
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Well, if you know right from wrong, why have you never once publicly said that you was wrong when you focused on personal appearances? And still to this day ignore the essay on your daughters. Every one of us says that.
But if you value yourself, then make yourself able to recognize, why am I doing this? Why do I want to feel like this? I hope I've opened the door for you to have a deeper dive into the topic yourself.
Do not open any door that Tuna has opened. I will give you some examples why.
And if you're someone who trolls, seriously think about, are you happy, as in genuinely, and could you possibly have formed an addiction for hate?
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, up.
Hey, bro. What? Oh my God!
Look at your mental health. Do you fall into any of the categories that fits the traits of a troll?
Time for you to see your Dr. Tuna.
Now open your mouth and let's have a look at that brain. No, not that mouth.
I only have one.
Really?
Is there a human doctor around?
Young lady, I'm an expert on humans. Now pick a mouth, open it and say... What? My mother was a saint! Get out!
If you were addicted to drugs or alcohol, you'd recognize the problem and you'd want to recover.
Yes, Tuna, listen to that snippet again, as you're talking about yourself and Nitty. Also, while I'm in the middle of this edit, I've seen and been told what you said about Socks and Sky. Now, I don't like him and they don't like me, but I will respect them in how they defend themselves. Because they are intelligent and smart and, like me, have connections. Of anyone I've had verbal disagreements with, they are the toughest two I have come across. I know what you're like, Tuna, and I suggest you don't go for them as they will verbally rip you apart. Like a pride of lions on a gazelle, it will be messy, it will be gruesome. They will verbally rip you apart limb by limb and verbally eat you alive, but you're dumb. So open your mouth as I like to watch lions get their prey. Yes, you can call me Brutal Again official TikTok drama.
The hate that you give out is as bad for you as it is for the receiver.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Tuna, 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 tuna fish. You need to learn the differences between anger, dislike, and hate. Anger is short-term immediate response to something. Like when I watch Kevin abuse a woman or message a child. I'm angry because of that incident. That's anger. Then you have dislike, which is the emotional response 99% of us that have come across you both. We all dislike the lies that you both tell 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Lastly, you have hate, which both you and Nitty like to call us incorrectly. Hate is a deep-rooted long-term emotion. Hate is a word often misused incorrectly when the word dislike or anger should be used. A good description would be hate is anger. But with the volume turned to max, anger would be a single. Hate would be a greatest hit triple album.
Back when Kevin and I said awful things about each other on social media, for me, that wasn't hate, that was anger. And as I previously mentioned, hate and anger send stronger neurochemicals to the brain than happy chemicals.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
I've already proved that was a lie earlier.
So the anger would have given me the oxytocin chemical that the love for him also gave me. Now the danger zone is to carry on and it could become a long-term issue. But I recognized this, I saw how toxic it was and how social media prefers to see the hate, and I walked away. My choice was that that's not who I want to be. There's this woman I've never met, I've never spoken to her, and I don't even know her name, but she appears to be obsessed with talking about me.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Wrong again, Tuna. You keep thinking people exposing the truth about you is obsession. You need to learn that. All us different parties exposing the truth is protecting people from the damage you are causing.
This strongly suggests an unhealthy lifestyle, as a happy, fulfilled woman would not have the time nor inclination to behave in such a way.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
Tell people to listen to my podcast elsewhere shows strong traits of jealousy and narcissism.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
And that she's in search of people to feed her addiction. And
are you stupid or something?
that's you, the person that listens. She says awful things, thoughtless things, regarding mental health, for instance.
What the is wrong with you?
Wrong again, Tuna. The female you're referring to, like myself, is qualified in several areas of mental health. Something you are not. We both know the lies in your codcast are very dangerous. Those lies you keep telling about mental health are more dangerous than the problems you're quoting. I myself have had to refer several people off to local services to help them. Due to your codcast being full of so much shit and misogyny, I have had to use my contacts after almost each codcast, as I have been approached in private.
And sadly, there could be young and vulnerable people listening to her, possibly even her own family members. What's the message she's sending?
Like myself, she is sending the message that you're a dangerous liar and this is the truth about Tuna, Tanya. And using your own words against you, your worst problem is yourself. You open your mouth and spewed out more bullshit than a farmer's muck spreader. Let me put it simply to you with these words.
If you don't like it, that's tough shit, you know?
That if you are able to challenge yourself, there was nothing wrong with you in the first place. I've had social anxiety for most of my adult life, which these days affects a large percentage of people.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Where did you get the large percentage figure? A large percentage would be around 70%. Everything I've looked at quotes between 7 and 12%. Let's do it as a fraction. That means it's between 3 25ths and 7 100ths. What about as a decimal? So between 0.07 and 0.12. That doesn't help, so you lied again. There is a nice, brutal mathematical response to you. So, on top of the fact, you and Kevin can't string a sentence together, despite you both having phones with autocorrect and grammar correct. You both have no idea about maths. 1 + 1 = potato. Tell me you fake mental health without telling me you fake mental health.
For those who know how hard it can be mentally preparing just to go get that bottle of milk that you need, to use public transport, the school run twice a day, then you understand how that simple task has in fact consumed your entire day, preparing and then after analysing the whole trip. It can be exhausting.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
An idiot sandwich, Chef Ramsay.
Well, there you go, Tuna. This proves you have lied about your mental health. I suffer severe anxiety and depression, which I have proven from medical. So I know the struggle with simple tasks some days. Yet you managed to walk the length of the country with no training, no practice. There is no way anyone suffering anxiety could just up and walk without any forms of physical and mental preparation.
There have been many occasions when Kevin has wanted us to go out and I couldn't face it.
Yeah, right.
Being under a lot of stress, I wasn't always able to mentally prepare to go outside, not even to get in an Uber.
Yet, within days of meeting Nitty, you could drive across the country. You could keep going to European destinations and walk to Scotland. Last time I smelt bullshit so strong, I was in the middle of the country by several farms.
But that doesn't mean that that's the case all the time. I can push myself to do things, but it doesn't mean doing them comes easy. Having social anxiety doesn't mean you never go out. It means it's difficult and puts pressure on your mental health. I walked from London to Scotland. Unfortunately, it ended up being on my own. However, I succeeded and completed the walk in just under 6 weeks. But this woman, or should I say troll, has to set a narrative. So my greatest achievement, she interpreted as I lied about social anxiety.
You calling me a liar?
Well, if the boot fits.
Say that again.
If the boot fits.
Okay, cowboy.
I can't understand why someone would lie about anxiety. What does it change?
Stop it.
Get some help.
It gets you attention and support, which is what you crave.
So anyone who listens to people like this, please don't.
So you want people to listen to you. With no training in mental health, quoting from Google incorrectly and dangerously, rather than the other female or myself who are both trained and qualified in mental health.
She'd also said that I lied about being agoraphobic.
Well, if the boot fits...
She was 100% right. I also said it. As soon as you decided to walk to Scotland with no preparation, you proved to us all that you don't suffer any forms of anxiety or agoraphobia unless you had some miracle cure from Jesus.
That's a new one to me, but regardless, if I was, then to overcome it is a massive achievement.
Some would say a miracle. Now I am going to have to insert a clip in here. I will give you guys 10 seconds to guess which clip.
Speak to us! Go away! A blessing! A blessing! How shall we go away, Master? Oh, just go away! Leave me alone! Give us a sign! He has given us a sign! He has brought us to this place! I didn't bring you here! You just followed me! Oh, it's still a good sign by any standard! Master, your people have walked many miles to be with you. They are weary and have not eaten. It's not my fault they haven't eaten. There is no food in this high mountain. Well, what about the juniper bushes over there? A miracle! A miracle! He has made the bush fruitful by his word. They brought forth juniper berries. Of course they brought forth juniper berries. They're juniper bushes. What do you expect?
Show us another miracle.
Do not tempt him, shallow ones! Is not the miracle of the juniper bushes enough? I say, those are my juniper bushes! They are a gift from God! They're all I've bloody got to eat! I say, get off those bushes! Go on, clear off, the lot of you! Lord, I am affected by a bald patch. I'm healed! The Master has healed me! I didn't touch him! I was blind and now I can see! Tell them to stop it! I hadn't said a word for 18 years till he came along! A miracle! He is the Messiah! He hurt my foot! Hurt mine! Hail, Messiah! I'm not the Messiah! I say you are, Lord, and I should know I followed a few. Hail, Messiah! I'm not the Messiah. Will you please listen? I am not the Messiah. Do you understand? Honestly!
Only the true Messiah denies his divinity.
What? Well, what sort of chance does that give me? All right, I am the Messiah. He is! He is the Messiah! Now, off! How shall we find you, Lord? Oh, just go away, leave me alone! You told these people to eat my juniper berries. You break my bloody foot, you break my foul silence, and then you try and clean up my juniper bushes! Lay off! This is the Messiah, the chosen one! No, he's not! An unbeliever! Persecute, kill the heretic!
This same woman spoke to someone I used to be friends with, obviously only looking for negative conversations, and if there isn't any, just make it up.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
This woman she spoke to had told me that she is agoraphobic, but incredibly she managed to do a school run and stay in a hotel for the night.
Which is a lot less than a walk to Scotland. spending 6 weeks in hotels and a tent, and you're saying she is lying about agoraphobia.
I was so proud of her, but does that mean, according to this uneducated woman, that she had lied about being agoraphobic? She claims to be a healthcare worker. I seriously hope that that's not in the mental health sector.
I may not like socks, but I will still use she her pronouns, and not refer to her as that.
The Oxford Language Dictionary defines agoraphobic as having an extreme or irrational fear of entering open or crowded places, of leaving one's own home, or of being in places from which escape is difficult. My mental health had felt so much stronger for walking, and is something I strongly recommend. If you suffer with social anxiety, try your best to use the power of your mind to control your irrational thoughts.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
This is why Tanya should not give mental health advice, and how dangerous it is. Do not, I repeat, do not follow those steps, as it's the opposite of what you need to do, and will make anxiety and agoraphobia worse. What you need to do is, firstly, find your trigger point. Then you need to find a grounding mechanism, and you need time. I have several audio listen-tos in several lengths, from mental health practitioners and psychotherapists that I share to sufferers to help.
And the feelings that you're feeling inside of your body. Take your time, deep breaths in and slowly exhale. And if you can, try to push yourself a little further each time. Let's think about the future. Those of us in our 40s now, what are our children learning from us that are online bullying people?
Official TikTok drama, I will let you answer. That, as my result would be so brutal that I would have NATO and the UN at my door.
They're learning hate, jealousy and anger. And that's the generation that will be taking care of us in our old age. And look how abusive it can already be in care homes. Here's a little quote I found online that I'd like to read to you. I think something people need to understand is that others disliking you is not a bad thing when you are embodying your true, authentic self.
If you're embodying your true self, then you are admitting you're a narcissistic, lying, abusive, ignorant. Oh hell, Chris Jericho, tell us what tuna fish is.
I mean, it's similar to the way
Mr. UK TikTok official
is referred to each and every week by all of these Jerichoholics.
That's what? What's he talking about?
As a word that rhymes with wussy. Or it's similar to the way that
Tanya
is a filthy, dirty, disgusting, skanky, brutal, bottom-feeding, trash bag hoe! I mean, she can't help it. It's what she does.
Kevin James, right?
You have a very small penis. No. It's okay. It's not your fault. It's okay.
It creates fear in people who still operate from the ego. If you want to grow, heal and evolve, you have to let go of wanting to be liked.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
So you're saying to grow you want to be hated. The grass in Bromley is strong this week.
So to anyone who believes making progress, working on recovery, means you've lied about your mental health, remember, people are just people. Some just can't be nice or positive or happy for anybody else.
So you get nothing. You lose.
So looking at some of the results from my poll, 36.8% think trolling is worse on TikTok, whilst 36.8% chose other. It's sad to see that 75% do not think government need to do more with regards to cyberbullying, with only 15% saying yes. But it was relieving, however, that out of 179 votes, 74% agreed you shouldn't believe everything you see on the internet.
Yes, because 70% know that you and Nitty lie as soon as you open your mouths.
However, only 29.2% are aware of how serious trolling currently is. I am not a trained healthcare profession.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
This podcast is just based off of my own experience, thoughts, and suggestions.
Oh my god! Wow!
Remember, stay strong, you're worth it. Lots of love from me to you.
That's all, folks.